We are live. Flat Earth British, Martin speaking. Flat thumbs, peeps for what is going to be a fantastic New Year's. I was going to say celebrations, but hanging out with Flat Earth British peeps after what has been an absolutely fucking fantastic year, guys. You have to face it. Wow, what you did, guys, what we did. It's just minutes before I went live, thought, I could feel that. I could feel myself getting emotional. I thought, oh wow, fucking 2 minutes off of going live, but just overwhelmed by you guys in chat, everything that's gone on this year. And how fucking-tastic it's all been, guys. It's just been Brian splatting, to say the least, guys. It really has. What a way to see out their bullshit as well with our non-give-a-fuck club, guys. Yeah, we've just showed them how to do it, haven't we? Yeah, we've graced through it all. Yeah, we've graced through it all with our heads held high. None of their bullshit, okay? None of their whatever they come up with, okay, guys? And by the grace of the Most High, we've been delivered to the other side of that bullshit. And now we're seeing out that really nasty year of 2020, okay, guys? But if I'm to be honest with you, I've been giving all of this a good think over. And I wouldn't want to go back to that world we had before, okay? And I'm really can see clearly now. I've never seen so clear in all my life of what is going to happen, what needs to happen. Okay, guys, this is not going to be able to be put back in the box, guys, okay? We've all spilled the beans. Game is up. Jig is over. They have to fuck off now already, okay? In my mind and many other truthers' minds, we cannot be reset again for this discovery of who they are. The Phoenicians, or whatever you want to call them, okay? We're going to be talking about some mind-blowing things in this post, guys, but let me catch up with you all in chat. Please share this out. I'm going live on the Celtic Italian channel, hi guys, in there, on the Martin Liga channel, hi guys in there, and on Facebook, so hi guys on Facebook. So all of you, before we get underway, I'm going to let a few of you rally in. Please share this out. Happy what the fuck ever. Okay. Now, I'm sure you've noticed that I haven't been around. Now, when you get used to me, I am human. When you get used to me, you can realize that I'm not really predictable, a bit spontaneous, and I'm also a fuck offer. But I'm always here with you guys, okay? And I just went away to a place that never had no fucking broadband. Now, for me, this was a whole new experience in life. It was pretty, like, shattering. For me, as Flat Earth British, wanting to be there with the peeps, doing live events and, you know, just doing YouTube things like I, you know, love, to the worst broadband I've ever even witnessed in my life. So that just pissed me off endlessly, guys. So now I'm back in my zone, feeling completely in my zone. Okay, I'm feeling fantastic about all of this, guys. Everything that's happened. I want to thank you all. Like I can't. I can't say how much I appreciate everything that's happened on a think tank, guys. The love that everyone has shared, the information, the stories, the personal stories, the triumphs. You know, we've been through a lot together in 1 year, guys. We have. And personally, I've done a lot. I usually do a lot, but I have done a lot this year, guys. You know, I've traveled about, done activism, trying to get this, you know, truths out. Every opportunity I can find. We've also set up what is now a successful breakaway off-grid civilization, which is Barbaria, which is something that if I live for 1,000, I will always be proud of that exists, guys. You know, if pride is a thing, it's probably a Phoenician bullshit paradigm anyway, isn't it? The Matrix. So just give you all a good shout. Good to see you all. Flat thumbs as fuck. Okay, just eat up that flat thumb, guys. We're going to have some fun. Get your happy hats on, guys, because it is New Year's Eve, okay? This cat sent to me off my brother Shamir. Came through the post when I got home. I don't know exactly what it says. Kifalmi. You can find him on Instagram. That's Shamir, my brother, okay? Sent me a nice happy hat. So I really like that. Kashmir is really nice. I'm not usually one for baseball caps because, like, basically the hip hop and all of that scene is product of the Tavistock Institute, aka to do with Satanism, as in, you know, the death cult that rules this realm. Okay, billions worship, like no problemo. It's really hard work, isn't it, guys? Nobody said this was going to be easy. There was no, like, when we were born, you know, this shit's going to be a dawdle. You know, I went to Blackpool on holiday when I was a kid, and they had one of these amusement fortune tellers, really spooky looking, from the Victorian era, and it gives you a ticket telling you how your luck's going to go down. And it was like, I took the ticket out, and it was like, you're going to have a fantastic time. And I was like, oh, great. And you know, for the next 30, 40 years, I found out that wasn't the case. Up until Flat Earth Britishness, which started 2015, and the truths, which turn your life around when you find out about, you know, everything literally is a lie, guys. Our entire paradigm. And then, you know, the years rolled on with the discoveries. Lee, my brother, Flat Earth British, who was back in a very epic way, by the way. And all associated channels, John Levy, in UAP, all of them, you know, they've been putting these proofs out and just shattering the paradigm. You know, there was no going back after all of this, guys. You know, we even have a watered down version of these narratives now expressed by the mainstream because they know they have to spill some of the beans because they've been talking shit right the way through. As I'm going to show you in this post, there will be a presentation. So buckle in for that. Okay. Definitely buckle in for what I'm going to show you. Tommy Rogers, good to see you. I'm going to give you all a few shouts. I'm so buzzing, it's hard to say, but I'm feeling a little bit emotional about everything that's going on, guys, and the love expressed by you guys for me as well. You know, I'm quite an emotional person anyway. You know, I can't watch Bambi or you know, Lassie. I'm not good in them scenarios. Okay, guys. So all of that, I'm like overwhelmed, and it was quite overwhelming before we even started. Carla, Red Pill, hiya, darling. How's it going? Hope you all had a fantastic, you know, end of the bullshittery. I'm guessing, you know, you're like me in regards of, you know, that this chaos that is around us has made us all, like, you know, love life more and enjoy life more, hasn't it? You know, it's, you know, people take stuff for granted all the time, don't they, guys? And this has, like, brought us all home, you know, down to earth. You know, we know that it's all bullshit, but most people don't. So it's like, you know, level the plane a bit. And I'm glad for the way that it's actually, you know, showed us what we're in here with, guys. For me, I'm glad, because I always knew we were up against it, you know, and this separation of them that wear masks and them are too fucking stupid to get a exemption card, you know, the two separate peoples, then you know where you stand completely with these people, okay? Yeah, they just won't let go of the brainwashing. You know, they at the back of their head, you can see it in their eyes. They know, you know, that there's something deeply fucking wrong with it all. You know, even in the mainstream mindset, the most fixed in, they'll know because of the topsy-turvy nature of their place. You know, they're changing this shit constantly, guys. You know, the different tiers that they bring in, different restrictions. But it's, to me, it's no different to martial law is what's going on. Okay, they just hide in the army for the time being. Anyway, it's going to be interesting. But what we're going to do now is we're going to see off the new year in a fantastic nature. 300 of you watching, please make sure to share this out in a fantastic nature. And we're going to see in the new year, okay, in that very same mindset. Set our intent. No. Get beyond that point of what we see, okay, and just know without any doubt that that is the outcome for us, the positive outcome for all of us. Okay, it's going to happen, it's going to come. Whatever, I'm just reminding you. All right, just remember to remember. Right, let's give you all a few shouts. Brennan and Bumblebee Tuner to you. Ryan Caraway, good to see you. Jason John, David Greg, and Stephen Turner. Hiya. Bacchus, man, glad I'm back. I'm glad I'm back as well. I really, I went to like south of England where they got like a microclimate, and when I got back, I was literally freezing, and like I've been cold in like, well, probably over a year since last winter. I mean, I was perished when I got back because it was so lovely down there. But you know, there's like, they haven't got any technology or city things like, you know, I require. It was good practice for bugging out and stuff, but I tell you what, guys, broadband withdrawal is a definite thing, guys. It's a definite thing. Oh, fucking hell. Tore me to pieces. Hi, Peach Cakes. Hi, William. Hi, Alva Billy, who's my brother. Epic modding this year, guys, by everyone. Not that we get trolls, because basically, A, they're too stupid to come here, and B, you lot would probably just tear them to pieces anyway, so there's no point in them coming here, is it? It must be a terrifying place with all this love happening. Trolls are unkind. They drown in an ocean of love, you know. Anyway, Denise. Rainhawk, hiya. Good to see you. Murdoch and Sonia Testament, hiya. So ready for the new Aquarian age. Oh, it's very exciting, is it? Oh, so excited. It's been a fantastic year, guys. We've had a fantastic time on Flat Earth British. All of them epic flat days we've had over the year just to keep this, ticking over. They can't fucking touch us, guys. Can you see that? Yeah. If you start, thinking about, and there's any element of truth to any of their paradigm, well, you're in fucking trouble. You have to know. You have to know, how this place works. And we are all. Okay. All is mind in this place. Okay. You can go a lot deeper than that, but not going to get all existential to start post. What we're going to talk about in this. Okay. So I'm buzzing. So welcome all. Good to see you, Roxy. Adia, good to see you. Elk, good to see you as well. And thanks to all of you for popping by on what is going to be a fantastic new year. Now, I'm going to be sharing in a minute, and I want to tell you what we're talking about and what we're going to be presenting. Now, I got passed by a subscriber, Christopher. I'm not going to give his full name because I don't even know if he wanted that much mentioned, but a collection of photographs, early vintage photographs of Boston, Massachusetts, which, under first scrutiny, because I do study Boston, Massachusetts antiquity, I started to feel weird. I thought, what is going on here, and what exactly am I looking at? Now, the only way I can explain this, guys, is going through the images with you, okay? It left me speechless. I'm wondering what the hell, and there's no words to express the reason with what I'm going to show you outside of the narrative, which is that we are reset, and we have been reset more recently than any of us might have imagined. Okay, guys, we haven't been here that long, by the way, and we don't even know how long we've been here. Every day could be a new day, every new moon could be a new moon. We could have our memories implanted in the illusion or the double illusion of this matrix machine, or whatever you want to call it, whatever it is that we're in, okay, in this flat realm. Anyway, so we're going to look into that, and I'll show you these photographs that are really, really, really freaky, okay, guys? I don't, want to be spooking anyone, but there's something really off, as I'll show you. Many anomalies turn up, many things that shouldn't be about. I'm not talking about the usual antiquitech, guys. I'm talking about other stuff. Which we'll show you now. Also in this post, we're going to be decoding, or we've decoded, I should say, which is probably an important part of the alchemical symbols allegory, is the cherubs, the Cherubinuskis, the evil Cherubinuskis. Turns out there's a couple of different types. But with help, again, from a great Flat Earth British think tank, that one is nailed. And we'll show you what the cherub, or the Cherubinuski, okay, shoot that poison arrow through your heart. That one of them, okay. What they exactly are and what their allegory means, and it will put a lot of the other allegorical symbols in place, which will, clearly show you what this place is, what we're living in, and they are telling us all along. Who are they? The evil Phoenicians. Where are they? In the clouds and in the water, in the information which we breathe in because we're in a liquid. You want to call air a liquid, which I do. So good to see you, Jermaine. Untold Reality, good to see you. TC802, the crystal sun would make sense. If it's a physical object, maybe. I don't know. I sort of deny the sky because I don't think we could ever know what they are up there. It's intangible, isn't it? We're not going to reach them in any way, are we? Not in a physical sense. So I tend to do like, the llamas do and not give them any thought. Just discover. And then what we discover, we know we can go with. Okay, once you hit a truth, guys, which are very, very elusive, especially in the field of alternative history, which I show you in this post, guys. When you see something that you know is a truth, or something that really doesn't gel or fit with their official paradigm, you certainly know it because it gives you shivers and you feel it deep. Okay, guys, so that's how we roll on Flat Earth British, and that's why we've had such a fantastic year. We've kept it real, we've kept it true, we've gone through ups and downs and roller coaster rides, all the shit that we always get chucked, you know, but not as bad as last year, I guess, with the hacks and everything else ongoing. But we come through, we triumphed, we came, we saw, we conquered 2020. Okay, and now it's called 2021 because we won 2020. 2021, you get it? Boom boom. Anyway, information. Now I'm going to show you some images. So guys, I'm not going to be able to pay much attention to chat feed right now, guys, in the Italian channel and British think tank channel, because I'm going to be concentrating and showing you guys. But I'll come back and we'll have a little chat about it all and see what you guys think. Now, what I'm going to show is, first to start, is the chronology, I guess. So what we're going to try and do is work out what the fucking hell can be happening, because I can't reconcile or make, you know, any decisions in my mind, in my brain, outside of there was a recent reset. Okay, guys. I'll go through what I've spotted and written down. Go through them with you. If you see anything that I haven't noticed, please feel free to tell me, because there are massive clues in this. So, peace and love and harmony and everything. Okay, good things, good thoughts, and flat thumbs. Okay, get your happy hats on. Okay, I got this one for now. My favorite in. Oh yeah, that's fucking epic. That is so worthy of a New Year's Flat Earth British splattage show, you know. So yeah, Jilly. Oh, hiya, Jilly. Thanks, Jilly, for everything this year as well. You've been such a pal. Just can't even express it. Dave Mack, how are you, brother? And Glenn Sketch, you were fantastic. You are this year as well. Brian as well. Brian Evans, but a dad, Brian, my brother, who's been Llanelli. I'm back in Wales land. Yeah, no, I don't actually take no notice of their bullshit, and I'm going out there and doing what I do. It proves that their bullshit is really bullshit, guys, because I just been like off to a two-tier place where everyone just carries on going like there's nothing going down, because they're in like an elitist fucking town. Okay, so the government sort of leave them alone to all carry on. It's a mystery. Yeah. Anyway, share this out, guys. 500 of you watching. Black Firms, much love to you all. Check this out, guys, and see what it does to your Brian. See if it does the same to your Brian as what it did to my Brian. I'm going to start, right, in the year of 1872, or so they say. Now, there was a lot of fires that happened in this year. There was a war, apparently, in Paris with the Franco-Prussian War. But Boston, which was one of the biggest cities in America in antiquity, or at this time, is literally burnt. So I'm going to start there. I'm not going to spend too much time focusing on the burnty aspect of the city, but is needed for the rest to make not make sense. Okay, to show you how much it's all off, because we have dates and we have everything with this stuff. So follow this, and I'm going to just struggle through. Okay, guys, before I get any more splatoid on a New Year's Eve. Okay. Anyway, peace and love to you all before we start. Okay. So what we have here is some images of central or downtown Boston, which are just another one of those incredibly bullshit narratives of, you know, a cow or a candle hit over, and all of this masonry, giant stone masonry, gets reduced to rubble, just rocks, small rocks, which doesn't fit with fire. What you won't spot is any scorching as such. No, this building next to it has suffered no scorching, yet the building inside is converted into tiny little bricklets, you know, a couple of inches across. We've had a few city fires in my city with big Italian buildings, and they never ended up huge piles of tiny little bricklets. In fact, these guys, these firemen, or whatever, are standing on top of mountains of tiny little bricklets, which were apparently big, massive Tatarian buildings. Okay? So something is really, really off anyway with the whole narrative for the fire. So this happened in 1872. Now bear that in mind, and it'll give you a little map of the level of destruction. Everything turns to dust, brick, over a large area of the city. Now, I think there's clues in this. I think this is a C. I thought that was a CC actually, but there is an all C and I on this stone. Why would there be a poster on just a remnant of an old building? I'm not quite sure. Was it on there before, after? Is this a clue? Because he's, you know, with the foreground of a picture draws your eye, you know, the attention of your eye, and then the eye's right next to him. I'm wondering if this is a setup photograph. You know, these people are not looking like they're in an apocalyptic scenario. They're having a little cleanup. So 1872. Okay, you can see it off into the distance, huge buildings, absolutely carnaged. And take a look at this building here. You see this building here? Well, it's still intact and it missed the fire. This is the Ye Old South Church. Ye Old South Church. I'm going to have a little look at this church because that church, which I'm showing you there, it gave us big clues to this narrative being something completely different. Okay. A reset. And these people all in their same clothes coming in, and none of them are filthy. Where's your bags? Where's your food? Why are you all dressed immaculate? The entire city's devastated. This should be a Mad Maxi scenario. You see a lot of heat involved. You see a lot of pipes, like sort of melded together, and everything falls in its footprint. A bit like, I guess, Paradise. You know, suggesting maybe energy weapons or fasces type technologies. But what I'm trying to get to, guys, is the level of destruction is massive in Boston, 1872. Would you not agree with that? Okay, well, we're going to go on that note to the next part of this presentation. Okay, the city is blitzed. Okay. And I'll try and show you how much of the area. Now, they did have a fire service, and I've got records, actually, for how much equipment they were given a year or two later after the fire, which was a load of money to buy new equipment after the city was supposed to have been eradicated. So this much of downtown Boston. And the church we're going to be examining is the Old Southern Church, which just missed a massive fire that is in that darkened spot. So in old Boston, you know, the big city of the old world America, or so they say, it has old castles, and later, after a fire, it turns into just gone. So I'm thinking, you know, it was pretty selective, this fire. So this castle, it's convenient that's gone, I bet, in the modern day. And what you will find is, you know, this city is big, developed, and all mud flood. Okay, you know, our castle, and the building next to it, not a sausage, not even a scorch, windows intact. So didn't jump across the road, it didn't touch the tree, but it managed to melt what would have been a portal window. So what kind of heat we talking about that could melt or meld this stone around this portal window? I can't quite imagine. Also, they must have had a window tax somewhere along the line, because they got their windows blocked up. And, you know, note the Greco-Romano architecture as well from the old world America. Okay, so as you can see, mud flooded in the background, but just devastation. So you get the idea, a large swathe of Boston eradicated. Okay, now we continue. So guys, what I got here is an absolutely awesome link. It's from basically the Boston Public Library, and it gives you some of their antiquity. Some of them we may have seen before, you know, like this From a Bloom photograph, which is really early, actually. This one's supposed to be, I think, is 1856 or something. But what you see is a city. It's large. There's that castle, if you can see it just at the bottom there. All developed, nothing being built, and the place is really, really big, guys. Okay, they're like, you know, 6, 8 10-story masonette type buildings. And here's their city hall. As you can see, the tops of these windows are just like the tops of them windows, which are now below ground level. And if you've been following this narrative all year, you're going to recognize this sort of architecture straight away, aren't you? It's had a few changes, but the roof has a taste of Tartaria. So what we find here, guys, and I will show you now, okay, in the index, if I can just get out of this bit, is these photographs I'm showing you now, okay, especially this one with all of these flags, are from the year, okay, please note, 1875. So what we're dealing with here, guys, in these photographs, not that first one, the ones on now, are from 1875, 3 years after the city was completely eradicated. Now, what it gives you is overhead shots. What it gives you is no sign that any destruction whatsoever has happened, or if they just cleaned it all up in a matter of 3 years. It's hard to say. Now, they got the flags out at this coronation, or guessing it was for, yes, it was to commemorate the Battle of Bunker Hill. That's what it was for, in 1875. So only 3 years after the city's devastated, they managed to tart it all up, apparently, and get it all back brand new again. So these images I'm going to show you now from 1875. So they're really early, probably the earliest I've seen, actually, of Boston. But they are fantastic, and you can mag right up. But it gives you, you know, the water fountain, and I guess a taste of Phoenicia taking over Tartaria, because this building's got that Tartarian feel, but it's got a nasty big Phoenician type painting and the fountain in the front. So some of the paintings, the photographs have got all this bunting up and flags, but you got no people around. And then, you know, a dozen here, but not much happening for a city of its size. And then boom, for the presentation, or the, you know, the army marching through commemorating the Battle of Bunker Hill, you get stacks and stacks of people, and these people are really into this, by the way. Okay, check the Antiquitech out on top of the belfry. Doubler. You got a vein and another one, which is I don't even know. Oh wow! So yeah, to commemorate the Battle of Bunker Hill. So Boston is a beautiful city at this stage. You don't see anything being built. You can see that it's been clearly mud flooded. They've rigged it all out 3 years after the city has been destroyed. Nowhere in the overhead photographs or in any of these photographs do you see anything being built. Other things that I have noticed, they have no telegraph. So no telegraph in Boston, the biggest city in America at the time, at all, because there's no telegraph poles. Yet I've seen other places this early period to commemorate, you see, Battle of Bunker Hill, 1775, 200 years. 100 years at that case, I'm very sorry. And an arch to commemorate it. No people about, though. And then suddenly, boom, an explosion of people. Now, what about this? It can't be a flagpole, surely to God. The thing's as high as the building itself. Look. It looks really like an antenna, but, you know, 1875. You got this circle on it as well. So I'm not thinking that's a flagpole, because you wouldn't be able to put a flag up, because this thing would block it, wouldn't it? Unless you'd have to pull it through that hole, through the halyard to the top. So it's not a flagpole. So looks like this place got a giant antenna in 1875 Boston. So more waterfalls, more statues, and a mud-flooded dome city hall. So let's just squeeze through now. Some Phoenician statues, still not many people about, but these, you know, these buildings are supposed to be devastated, a lot of this area. You don't see no, you know, nothing is ever being built. You know, you get these big, broad streets with just horse and cart. You get these massive, massive masonry buildings for just, you know, aimlessly, moping around people that seem to be going nowhere, seem to be doing nothing with their day. And then boom, massive marches through the city, but still nothing being built. 201. And then boom, empty again. So I'll show you what we noticed now in a minute. It's a bit of a freak out. The size of this masonry. So yeah, they deliver all of the stone in a horse and cart to deliver the stone, the glass, anything else that's being required for this, giant Greco-Romano complex and this giant Greco-Romano building with a Gothic, Baroque-looking top, all on horse and cart. It makes no sense to me, even the broadness of the streets. So this was a Tatarian world that was left over. It's been inherited, it's been stolen, it's been taken over. The people that were in it have been eradicated. They're all gone. Anyone cannot really doubt that now, because we've just gone through best part of a year of a pandemic where they're just doing what they want with people's lives, and all human rights seem to have vanished. Now, we're going to focus on this building here. This is the old South Church in that area that we just seen. This building next to it was completely burnt out, as we've seen that photograph, this one here. And we're going to look at this old church, South Church, okay, in a moment. So, some fantastic buildings. Look at this one. There's a mud flood. You can see us all going down. And some sort of belfry, double belfry maybe, landing platform for balloons, and of course the very familiar vanilla skies, always blacked out vanilla skies, birthplace of Warren. So let's celebrate a politician. Look how deep them windows are, guys. It's just the top of one there. So an inherited city, famous Phoenician port city, cut right into the narrative of America with Boston Tea Party, Boston bombing, and another 100 narratives of this very famous city. So there's the South Church again, and there's a difference. Okay, I'm going to look at them differences now. Think about what could be happening, because it's a bit crazy, yow. So guys, first image of the South Church. Okay, ye old South Church. Let's see what we can spot. Now, I'll draw things to your attention, and then we'll look at the next shot. First of all, okay, guys, this is the one that's next to this building that was destroyed. Check out this path that's going across the road, this sort of arched, twisted path. Note 1. Note 2. There seems to be, okay, if you have a look, just getting closer, this guy here, okay, is standing next to a lamppost, next to a concrete sort of bollard, and he has got a thing to his ear, and he's what looks like dialing, and there's a wire coming off that. So he seems to be on a call box. He's on a call box, and you'll see this call box in the next picture on the corner of this building, which at some stage says it was a post office, but the next shot will just shock you, because it seems that a lot of people in the past were thinking like us. So it had a belfry, had a clock, and a very interesting little tower to it. Now, it's one of the oldest churches, they say, in Boston. Apparently, it was built in 1729. Okay, so that's one of Boston's oldest churches. And we'll have a look at the next shot. Now, notice anything different? Well, apart from it's all got like these posters on it, which I'm going to make an effort to read in a minute. They're looking very small, but what they say is very, very telling. And there's something missing, isn't there? So let's have a flick back. Okay, let's look at the front view again. And let's have a flick back. Yeah, so they've taken away a large bit of the front of the building. Okay. Now, problem number 1. Okay, apart from the phone booth, and the first phone booth was supposed to be in Chicago, 1883, but this is long before then, so that's that narrative done and dusted. I think it is a phone booth. Anyway, so we're looking at, okay, we are looking at the 7th or the 1st of July on that picture, the 1st of July. This church building has two buildings here, and what appears to be, take note, a 5-foot water line all the way around it. Can you see that, guys? So up as far as, say, here, the door is still soaking wet, by the way, it's wood. So it comes up here, around that corner, just below that, what looks like a phone booth, to this other box, which is also on a wire, which is also looking electrical, which is going to another thing up here, which is also looking electrical. Okay, but this is 1875. And it looks like a mud floods. There's lower windows, obviously, but the water line continues right the way over, along here, along the middle of the door, down the streets, because I guess this goes downhill. So a damp watermark in this picture of around 5 foot high. The next picture, where it is all missing, okay, is only the 12th of July, 11 days later. So 11 days later, okay, they miraculously made the crossing a straight line. This is a straight line now. The building there has gone. The building here has gone. They've left the concrete bollard in, and they've left the lamppost in. Now, there's a guy here, and he's staring at that wooden box in front of the blocked-up window. So they took the coal booth that was next to the bollard away, and they've put it next to the wall here with another electrical thing and a wire going straight up here. And it really does look like a coal booth. So what happened? Are you telling me the builders come in, they never left any dirt on the street, they demolished 2 complete buildings, 2-story buildings, either side of one of the oldest antiquities in Boston, carted it all away on carts without leaving any mess, and all of that in 11 days. And the previous building showed damp water damage, like it had an event, and you can still see maybe a line there, but it's all gone. The line is more or less faded. So it would appear that they've had an event that is more than just their fire, it would seem. For these photographs are only 3 years after the city's been destroyed and is here miraculously again. Ta-da! As if by fucking magic. I don't know. Jasso Jamel, hey, whoop whoop. Good to see you. Didn't know you were going to be joining. So let's see if I can just mag up on these, because I tell you what, these narratives on these spooky signs are concerning the taking of antiquity. The top one, oh God, can I read that? No, not with my eyesight. Very sorry. I did read them out. I'll bring them up later and I'll mag up on them so I can read them out. But they're basically saying, why would a country take away its finest antiquity? And just covered this thing in anti-government slogans concerning the eradication of history. So, yeah, a bit of a mystery here and a bit of a mind fudger of in 11 days. I mean, apart from all the cities miraculously healed, this building, one of the oldest, has buildings on it. In 11 days later, the buildings have disappeared and the watermark has now disappeared, sort of, and is covered in slogans about don't take away our precious buildings. I think the top one sign there says, I will go hard with the... Oh God, I can't read that. But the second says the building despoilers. So against the building despoilers. So again, there's another church. This again is the Old South Church, but in this one, is showing railings going around it and not really square looking. The Old South Church. So you're saying in your mind now, oh right, we got one, you know, maybe this one should have come up first, and this is the oldest church, but no, not really. They're saying that this etching is from 18, where is 1876? 1868. So 1868, that one. So it's a little bit before. Created contributor 1855. Oh, that's the guy. There you are. Creation date there. So it was made in 1894. So this is an etching from 1894. They must have made it look older, added railings, rounded it off, muddied up the street, made it look a completely different place than this. So 2 timelines. The crossing. What happened to the crossing? In this one, it's super fantastic, square and, you know, completely straight with its cobbles. In this one, it's all skew-if and not straight at all. And it's not like the curving of a picture. It's like a damp mark or something. It's not even there. Very, very unusual. But that waterline is distinctive and real, halfway up the door. So I think the 2 events, you know, years apart, I think they were just, you know, maybe hiding signs of a complete reset is what I'm saying, guys. So there it is, the old church. Later again, we've got all these antennas and aerials on the roofs, guys. It's 1800s. Why would they slip them in? And that clock tower is a bit anomalous as well, if you ask me. So yeah, I can give you these links. I'll put them in the chat. They give you an actual brilliant art collection of the history of Boston, early history. Now, if you looked into the history, you might see that, it is again, it had mounds like I showed you in St. Louis or Kansas City or Seattle that got removed. One of them was called Beacon Hill, and it had a giant obelisk on it, which looked like the Washington Memorial. So yeah, famous historical happenings, the Boston Tea Party, the British being, you know, their usual annoying selves. And because they do that, don't they? Oh, what the fuck, Martin? Stop that. So I'm going to come back and chat in a minute. Let's have a look at these. Now, what you're going to find here, these is also 1875. And what you're not going to find in this massive Tatarian city is anything being built. Look out for a crane or even a bird, or even in a lot of these photographs, any evidence of any life. Maybe the ship's out, but that doesn't designate anything. They could just be crews brought in. But yeah, look how fantastic this architecture is. And it looks just like England. It's just uncanny, these Anglican churches. A lot of antiquity going on. But yeah, they're getting rid of that old South Church. That had to be devised to remove them 2 buildings. Why would they do that? Makes no sense. There's a toll booth, evidence of flooding, and the whole city's miraculously back 2 years, you know, a little while after. You know, it's devastation. These are 1858. Sorry, these are a little bit before that fire. But there was another fire, believe it or not, and a later one as well. They keep having fires. A lot of the cities do. But check this out. A city complete. Nothing is ever being built in these places. No cranes. Everything just fantastic. Done. It's crazy, isn't it? Look how many stories these buildings are as well. So you may ask yourself, where are they getting these shots from? When you look into it, they say off the chimney of something or other, on the spire of another church. Oh, look at the height of this one, yeah. So yeah, Bunker Hill. See if Beacon Hill. See if some images of that show up in a second. So there's a panoramic of it. Is that going to mag up? Afraid not. Excuse me. Of the city, which in this shot, if it were to own red, it won't. It says it's maximum size. It's incredibly mud flooded. It looks. I know this is like a waterfront, but still. And when you look at it in its old pictures, when it's supposed to be, you know, English, etc., you find the buildings and the place itself looks very Star 40. Like there's a star photo going on there. It's like the old pictures that we see in the Lead Van der Haar atlases. Now, what about this on top of the hill? Is this the beacon that they talk about on top of Beacon Hill? You see these mounds in the background? Exactly like you get in St. Louis. I showed on my last vlog. Yeah, these look, you know, these old antiquity, obviously. What are these buildings? So yeah, that could be a beacon, you know, with the semaphore thing or whatever is on top for sure. So, and this place, there it is. That's Boston. You know, what's the big dome building on top of the hill? This place looks like, you know, Istanbul. It really is fantastic at that era. At that era, some of its more famous buildings. I guess a few of them are there today. But I want to show you Beacon Hill. Comes through to the more recent days. Just have a flick through. Let's get back to the album. Excuse me. So, Happy New Year. I guess that's the thing. I don't usually do that. But much love and fantasticness and happy thoughts to you all after what has been a really fucking weird, fantastic year. I got to be honest. It's been fantastic. The Flat Earth British peeps have just smashed it. They're showing everybody how to just get on with things and not just be all like, you know, negative and listening to the news and all of their bullshit. We just don't do that. So yeah, this is Boston, believe it or not, guys. And why does it look like a Piranesi artwork? And the buildings look exactly like Rome or, you know, somewhere European, and everything's mud flooded. Also in this period, I've shown that they have international balloon flights back and forth Europe and Boston in the 1700s. But yeah, look at this architecture. So there's no infrastructure, no pavements, no lampposts or anything of any sort, just people in the mud with fantastic architecture. Here again, the classical worlds. This is Boston, peeps. Yeah, check it out. What's going on? No, it looks just like Rome. And it's mud flooded just like the Piranesi. And look at this old bit of a little bit of Rome up by here. So yeah, is that a castle? I see. Yes, they got a nice big castle because it's the old world America. That's the same shop, I guess, in color, but still gives you a flavor for what this place was like. And look, it's just like any of these star-forted European cities that we see in these lead Van der Haar atlases. Unfortunately, you've got like Union Jacks blowing and shit, but look, guys. It's very star-forty, and you have an abundance of spires reaching far up into the electrostatic charge, because this is a free energy city. As you can see, look at all of them spires, guys. So yeah, fantastic resource for evidences of what happened to that lamppost. It's a bit drunk, is it? Of fuckery. The dates are off or something's going on. There's no way that job, you know, removing what buildings because they've been, you know, flooded. So 2 years after the entire city has been burnt out, miraculously replaced. You can't see no evidence of it later. After the event, you can't see any of this being replaced. It's just boom, city, boom, over and over again. And what about these things? You get one of these in New York City. I have photographs of it, and this one's in Boston. And what you're looking at here is a giant reservoir, guys, a giant reservoir. For me, because of the way it looks here on the top, this is like, you know, what they would call the Greco-Romano world. To us, is the Phoenician world. And this is, you know, water technology, no doubt about it. This is some sort of treatment where everyone in Boston is getting, you know, good, what looks like clean water. So that's old world technology, guys. That's old world technology. So there's one from 1826. Apparently the Americans got everything well sorted by then, but the abundance of ships, masts, and this, what's this Arab looking thing here? What a beautiful place in antiquity. Many, many mysteries. So to me, the only thing I can think about in my Brian is that there was, because of the, you know, similar fires that happened in, you know, Paris and other cities, at this, you know, basically a year or two apart in some cases. I think they were all one event, guys. I think they were all one event, one reset. You know, you see these trees all smashed, like everything's just grown back, and you know, this is basically the monument. You see bigger versions of it in a minute on top of what was apparently Beacon Hill. This is, you know, Egypt, an obelisk. You know, this is old world. So it comes up more, you know, later, up to 1900 mark with them photographs, and some when the city's up and developed. So yeah, fantastic resource, guys, which I will share with you. I can continue. There are many more in there. I'll just link them up to you later, guys. Okay. Just get out of that and back to the album. I just wanted to show you that one image of Beacon Hill, if it's there. So I don't trust these pencil drawings because basically they could have been put there at any time. Oh, I have one in images of the day anyway, which will show you this hill's being dug away. That one there. Anyway, so first part of our blog today on Flat Earth British is about the weirdness that is Boston. It's a city that gets destroyed only 2-3 years later. It's all back up and running, and they are removing antiquity in very, very minute, short pieces, periods of time, and things are odd, like no telegraph yet. People got what looks like a coal blue, etc. So yeah, very telling, them images. Let's move on. Right, we're going to talk about now, right, guys? Okay, I'm going to share with you now. We're going to think about the Cherubinuski or the putti, okay, in Edwardian Victorian sculptures. Now, we've been thinking about these, we've been talking about them, and this is basically a link which will give you the official narrative and some beautiful resources for bas-reliefs of Cherubinuskis in antiquity, which I've downloaded some of, which are a bit better to show. Now, first of all, I got sent this clue by someone in my emails. I'm trying to remember her name, Emma. So thank you for this, Emma. But it's an excellent clue. So a cherub, according to the wiki or the internet, is that the imagination faculty is also called an angel, and the mind is called the cherub. So how beautiful this would appear to the sophisticated mind, how disturbing to the primitive. Now, guide to the perplexed. Now, that's interesting. That is interesting that they regard the mind as the cherub, especially when trying to decode these images. And I'll show you what I mean now. So, all over antiquity, all over their weird-ass Phoenician buildings. We've been picking these apart for a long time. Their X-codes, their laurel leaves, falling flowers, and indeed the fasces, okay? And the locking mechanism and all the things that we've been talking about. Now, there seems there are two sorts of these cherubs, and they are not children because they have six packs. They are weird little humanoids is what they are. And if they are an allegory for the mind, then I would say that these are a negative aspect. Now, what they will show you in a lot of these is either side a male and a female, either side of the portal, okay? I'll show you what I mean. Now, if this cherub in the middle equals mind, then beside the mind, okay, in the human head, would be the years. And what do we get for years? Well, we get the trumpets, sound. So either side of the mind, we get sound, the years. And then below the mind, what next sense have we got, guys? We have the nose. And the nose smells, well, flowers, which are all hanging below. So I'm thinking, going on the cherub is mind, in allegory of alchemical and Phoenician symbols, that might be actually real and correct. So going on that thought, let's just check a few out and see what we think. Now, I said there's two different types. You get the apparently cute. I don't think so. I think they're insipid little fucking horrible things, but they are supposed to be baby angels. But what you get every time, they attribute it to the unveiling, okay, of this red cloth, which somebody's doing with their arm. It was a part of a tree, maybe. Oh, it's a tree, branch of an arm, excuse me. But it's to do with power or the laurel leaf of control, okay? Now, with this Phoenician lady, okay, there's some sort of code going on with the juggage. There's a few of these photographs where she's either pointing to maybe a hat, if it's not Mandela affected, and it's still, you know, on that side. But there's a code going on, and there's a message completely with all of this. Now, the cherub, or the Cherubinuski, these things are in some sort of winged portal, maybe a Taurus opposing Tauruses, maybe. But they always seem to be in portals. And so I like that could be the human mind, because it does sort of fit with the ears and the nose. And then you get the portals. Sometimes these horrible little chubby Cherubinuskis, these eviler ones, they're not children. And you get these as well, but they are in portals, round laurel leaves. Some of them are on portals. You can see a distinction from male and female. And I was wondering if it was the male or female, the subconscious and the conscious aspects to the human mind. So, Cherubinuski and ours. So, there you are. The mind is called the cherub. And there's another narrative as well, telling you more or less the same about this, it being mind. So, yeah. I've been looking at these alchemical, these Renaissance artworks, and the cherubs just seem to be really horrible. Now, imagine that they are mind, okay, and all of the information is in the water, is the Phoenicians. And we have been in this matrix, or in this reality, infected by a parasitical mindset, the Bacchusite, which we call it. And the cherubs, being the mind, okay, now he's like nasty, and he's pissing all over people. Okay, we've seen lots of these statues. Go on in my local park, Thompson's Park. It's a horrible little kid, and he's pissing everywhere. So they are literally pissing out the information, these cherubs. They're not that nice. And you get them always associated as well with the Phoenicians coming up from the water. Now, is that in a physical sense? You know, the man from Atlantis? Is it? Or is it actually the Phoenicians are in the clouds, in the water, you know, previously thought to be the Akashic record, or a number of ideas for where the information is housed, because it's not housed in electrical synapses in the human mind. There's too much of it, and it's easily available. Once you think about it, reality or the universe just puts that information, you know, into your mind. It's like a download, okay? So they fly, they bring in what looks like technology. So again, if it's mind, it's like, I'm reading the symbols now, is this mindset is handing over technology. You even see deals sort of done as well. So these are pans, I guess, yeah, playing a conical, and a sea of Cherubinuskis. So like with the monkeys, hear no, speak no, see no evil, there's also a narrative out there with the Cherubinuskis, hear no, speak no, see no evil. Now, surely that is connected with the human mind, yeah? Controlling the human mind and all the aspects of it. And, you know, the recognizing of the invasion of the parasites in this realm and what they did and what they've taken away from us. Excuse me. So some of them, as you can see, are not very nice at all. So, Cherubinuskis. So what else you get as well, either side of these locking mechanisms, you get these plaques all over antiquity. And these, I guess, maybe rhododendrons, I can't tell really. These ones are really insipid, aren't they? They're really, and inside is a missing information, and you're going to find this all over antiquity. Some of them got like maybe heraldries in them, but most of them are just faceless. So we have thought on Black Flat of British, well, the information's been eradicated of the previous occupants, or is it that they are a mirror, black mirror, like the scathing mirror you're looking into right now. Okay, now they are associated with the Phoenicians, the wording, the spells, but what they do, nearly all artworks, nearly all sculptures, all of them actually show you, is an unveiling. There is always these textiles, usually a red curtain that's pulled apart. And also this week we've been talking about keystones. And this Phoenician, I guess it's a Cherubinuski. But what you also see with the Phoenicians, you see them on the people themselves and some of their statues, is you get these earpieces, and they are sort of Taurus on either side, opposing, right in the place where the keel or the keystone goes. So again, cross swords, what we get from this? Cross swords, winged cherubs, what looks like the end of a fascia shirt, probably. Let's have a look, guys. Let's have a look. So it's two minds, isn't it? So is it the judgment of the conscious and the subconscious? Who's going to win? You know, we got a bastard living in our heads, guys. That's not our friend. Surely you've recognized that by now. You know, keeps telling you silly shit right through your life and making you make wrong decisions when you know in your heart that it's not the right thing to do. But you got this bastard in your head that keeps going, no, fuck it, go on, it won't hurt. And it's not your friend because it never benefits you. So what the fuck is that doing in you with us? And it's an aspect of us. So I found one with information in. Look at this one. It's got the sun and you've got some sort of globe. And I don't think that's from antiquity. This is a later adaptation. It even looks defined and new. So they replaced that one with their Phoenician paradigm because they brought all of that in with them. So you get back to other bas reliefs and the information on this is clear. There's nothing on it. Does that make any sense, guys, to build an entire sculpture relief with no information in the plaques? It just makes no sense. You're going to see it everywhere. This one's got one. But like I said, it's usually heraldry or an M or an M&M, 33. I'm not sure what this is, though. It looks like two opposing things again. Replaced information. Look at this. Jeez, can you see Satan above the dome? So you've got the Satan as the keystone in this. Horned Satan. I never noticed that before when I looked at it the first time. Wow, that is nasty ass. Looks like the guy used to work for the BBC. Yeah. So when you come back to Cardiff on the train, you get off the station, you got this nasty ass BBC studio waiting for you when you get off. It's fucking horrible. So look at this, guys. Again, pointing at this globoid. Could one be female, one be male? It's hard to say, but they're not children. They've got six packs and they're evil. But look at this. 111. 111. I'm guessing it's the door number of the building that they're on, but I'm just saying. You know, sink. Quinky dink. So you've got some heraldry stars, shooting stars. Now, I seen a shooting star last week down in Devon. I was very, very excited. I haven't seen one in years. You probably see them all at the time where you are, but I don't see them because basically I live in the city and the light pollution is disgusting. So, two Cherubinuskis holding what looks like it's the X code again, isn't it, under the toroidals. So it's attributed to the fasces. Can't see any distinction, but they're all about this portal because that's the centerpiece. And in this case, the portal is the keystone of the dome. It's an interesting piece. More clues again. And what you do get above the dome, you know, the Phoenicians are up here, say, you get another flat level. And you see that in a lot of antiquity as well. So I'm not sure what to make of this one. Just a really unusual obelisk. And some of these are on churches. They've been around a while, but this one seems to be weathered. Highly unusual with churches. Some are incredibly weathered and some are not weathered at all. This one's got a little tiny pair of bollocks. Yeah. And a black leg, which is really weird. But again, with the the unveiling. It's got the actual textile again. It's all about an unveiling, guys. What about this? Is he literally pulled a conduit out of the back of a supercomputer and now he's electrifying a space alien or something? Zzz. Or is it just like, water coming down a drain pipe? Either way, that's a really interesting feature. And I'm guessing these are for pigeons not to shit on it. But yeah, they're evil. More Phoenicians. This one's up on a dome as well. She's looking onwards. just like Boudica or Boadicea, another probably bullshit narrative. She's got a screaming gorgon on her breastplate. And she's looking like she'd take no shit, guys. Yeah, she looks like she's built like a brick shithouse, and it looks like she'd batter you. Look at this. And you got two, again, Cherubinuskis either side. So left and right hemispheres. And what about that in the middle? And if they are mined, they would fit with a lot of these reliefs we see with some sort of narratives of some sort of information. So if they were mined, that would make sense of a download from the water, and also power to their chosen people, like Queen Elizabeth. Now, it's, you know, no coinky dink, all these royals got to have an orb and a scepter. What the fuck is an orb and a scepter? What do they do? Why are they so important? So let's see what these Cherubinuskis are doing. So they're feeding a sheep or ram. They're cutting corn because they're probably just child slaves. They're not children. You'll see later. They're evil. And actually, they're allegory for mind. So playing a tune. Well, the mind does react with tune. So it's confusing, bas relief, that one. And this one is attributed to Bacchus. They are cherubs, but they have the grapes, which is to do with Bacchus, which we'll have a look at a little bit later. So, a kid? Yeah? What, is he Annie, aged 8? Something really going on with that. They are disfigured, some of them in this. The faces are hideous, evil looking. I think they're in a choir. And I think this is a conductor doing a choir thing. And they're like, praise us, praise us, praise us, praise us, or whatever they sing in their choirs in them Cherubinuski days. So this is a really nice colour on these. Let's have a look. So we've got fires burning, wheels turning. I'd say this was more modern, but it's to do with information. Again, hidden information of the Cherubinuski. Look at this one. This is in London. Look at these. They always put them nasty little faces so lifelike as well, aren't they? And again, with the unveiling. It's always with the tapestry or the unveiling. And they got netting over these. But the size of these horn of lights with the fruit and the foods. So I'm guessing after a reset, when there's mud and everything else, and they're terraforming the place, that Phoenicians introduce new plant forms and new life forms into this place. Remember, guys, we can show you, you know, it's only 200, you know, as little as 200 years ago, there's cryptids apparently roaming around. You know, critters that look like this, apparently, in the apparently in real life, according to so many atlases and narratives and historical narratives too. So I'm going to stop sharing screen in a moment. I'm going to come back. Let me talk in a while. Okay, guys? Stop sharing. British. So, let's welcome you all. Got 590 of you watching there, and a couple of hundred of you in Calcutarian chat. So 752 of you. Can you make sure to share this out? Please get loads of people over who might be pissed bored on a New Year's Eve and sick of the sound of fireworks going off outside and stuff. So let's have a look who's here then. Hot Knives, good to see you. Jabba Justice, good to see you. Jughead, my friend. Stone Cold Jugs, nicely said. Dezel, good to see you. Rock, Solid Rock, hi. Squirrel Sniper, who has been epic this year, guys. Guy, you've been fantastic, Nathan, mate, doing my modding, keeping the spirits up, and doing the best patrolling anywhere on YouTube. You won the best patrolling award 2020, by the way. There weren't any other nominees, so you were bound to win it anyway. But Vertic, also my epic brother, who I met also this year on the fantastic rides and adventures of Flat Earth British. I met Vertic up in Speaker's Corner in London Land. Now, Psycho Dave, he's there too. He's my epic brother. He's on scale nuts. as Flat Earth British, which is fucking epic. Never thought I'd meet another. Nice one, Dave, mate. Annie Kurtz and Jazz Soldier. I didn't think you were going to be here. I thought you were going to go off to see baby scans, grandchildren, and everything. So I wasn't expecting you. So it was a nice surprise on a Flat Earth day. On a New Year's Eve day thing. Connie Lingus as well, and Bandy Bow, and anybody else who's in chat, and in Celtic Tatarian chat. Let's just have a look at you guys as well. We have Jacob, we have Janine, we have Monday Morning, Butlet, we have Crispy Chicken, and we have Esther, hiya Esther, and we have Vicky, etc., etc., etc. Jay, I got a Skype keeps beeping my chat feed out on my laptop. Smicky, Hatbane, and Jay, and everyone in the Celtic Tatarian channel chat. Share this out, dudes. It's New Year's Eve. There's loads and loads of people stuck at home now in tier bullshit, what have you, because they think it's all real. Yeah? No, it's not. It's not. You can do things, guys. It's just they're telling people, so they're shit scared, so they don't go anywhere. You know, it's like people when they wear masks. It's like I had a couple of experiences in the last week. One person said, "Do you mind actually moving back away from me because you might have a plague or something?" So, like, I started to feel my heart pounding in my chest, in the back of my head, with my, you know, my temper going a bit. I thought, "Oh no, that's not good. That's not good at all." But you know, if they got a mask on, yeah. You fucking sorted. They're supposed to work. Fuck off and mind your own business, basically. I'm not doing it. I'm not in your paradigm, and I ain't fucking playing. Is, you know, my mental reaction, actually. Rona Free State here, guys. We don't do the Rona on Flat Earth British. And do you know what the result is? Exactly. So, yeah, I don't know what to make of them, that church. 11 days, everything just different, watermark and everything else. I think it screams of a reset. I think it's good evidence. In my Brian, anyway, we've got more to come. So, Cherubinuski's the mind? I think so, guys, don't you? I think so. So, I'm going to share some thoughts along the way concerning the things we're going to be doing this year, guys, and the ideas of this year. Now, like I said, it's been literally a fantastic year. It was like quite emotional before the show, you know, all the love and appreciation, people saying, you know, they've been having like fucking diabolical years this year, you know, with one thing or another, and you know, it just gets compressed with all of this bullshittery. And what a lifeline Flat Earth British think tank has been, and I agree, guys, it has been a lifeline to me and to many others to keep, you know, basically sane in a world that is not, you know what I mean? So we go on like this, okay? We go on with this positive mindset. You set your intent, and it's going to happen, guys. Look, Flat Earth British think tank just smashed the Phoenician paradigm. It's over. We won 2020, guys. They just got to fuck off. How do I know? Because they've gone completely batshit. They're making it up daily. They don't even know what they're doing. They're like a bunch of rats running around a box, bumping into one another. Is what they're like, guys. Okay? They don't even know what to do anymore. They gotta fuck off. New reality, new world, new age. We know exactly the way this place got to be. Okay, this place got potential. This place can be super fantastic without them. Okay, they give you all this bullshit of NASA when they're all tapping one another's back, saying they're all super fantastic. They are that they done something they never. Yet you got starving fucking people in the rest of the world. Yeah, that shit got to go. Yeah, all of that money invested in all of that utter fucking bullshit and wank can go and be given to all the people that actually need it. Because I don't think it's a, you know, a really fair thing that half the world should be fucking starving and the other half got it all. Do you? That shit's still ongoing, guys. Yeah, and slavery and all of the other fucked up things of this Phoenician paradigm. So when they go, because they're the ones making it and creating it, don't you know? Then all of that badness and terrible cruelty and injustices that happen to each and every one of us in this place will be fucking over with. And I don't like to use the word sovereignty, but we will have this realm back. Freedom is what we're going to have, guys, okay? For each and every one of us and our families. No more them. Does that sound fantastic? Better believe it, guys, and it's coming. There's no stopping it. There's no stopping it. It's too late. Not that I'd want to anyway. Would you? No, not what we got promised. And the price, well. Anyway, just blowing myself away again. I keep doing this. Do you know what? I was away for almost 3 weeks in Devon. Lovely place. I never had one buzz. When I'm here, right, I'm having like instantly, like within an hour in my zone, yeah, I'm having rushes, I'm having buzzes, you know, bliss buzzes, good stuff happening. And where I was flat. I didn't feel anything. And I don't even know why. It was really, really weird that I shouldn't have any buzzes. It's like, just not there. Really strange, which I thrive on. Just pat my ting, you know? Really weird. So I'm really glad to be back. And why the Most High took me out and put me there, I'm not actually quite sure, but I'm sure it'll make sense later on. So I just went with it because, you know, if the Most High wants me to do stuff, I got to do it regardless. And there's no point thinking it out, being confused. Just go with it and see where it takes you. Okay, guys, because it's all good. It's all good. Anyway. Right, let's share some more. Now, like I just showed you with the Cherubinuskis, like I mentioned, Bacchus. Now, he's supposed to be the god of fertility, grapes, wine, etc. But what you find is there many, many, many manifestations of Bacchus. Now, what you find with the Phoenicians, they always show you these cats. There seems to be some, I don't know, relationship with animals that they're all tame, like the lions just tame. And when you get the Phoenicians, you get a procession coming in. Now, the procession's carried out in all the Phoenician paradigm. The royal family has to do it. I read on a shitty narrative from this royal family said that William and his husband have to basically do processions and royal pomp and ceremony and all what they do when they're king and queenage, you know, after the queen abdicates, if she's even alive, you know. Channel 4 admitted that they did a steep fake queen on their Channel 4 presentation for Queenikins on Christmas fucking Day. Not that I watched it or I care, but in my mind, BBC did the same. I don't think you were looking at a human being. I don't think she's here anymore. I don't think they can tell you. I think she's gone. Or Phil, one or the other, okay? Who wished all a pandemic on everybody because he's so kind. Now, many manifestations of this character. I could name one or two, but I don't want to kick up a shitstorm, especially in the holiday season. But his mindset is sly, you know, gets in there, yeah, and find a weak person, you know, who's weak in spirit, weak in soul, and to be honest, your ass is grass to this cat, yeah, it's going to have you. So there's also a Bacchus, which is a humanoid form. You get the younger Bacchus, the older Bacchus, and other incantations of this character as well. Okay, this is supposed to be the young Bacchus. It's looking a bit on the old girly side with a Bacchus bird. Again, with the laurel leaves in a fine art piece. And you get processions, but naked, always with the Phoenicians. They don't wear clothes. Oh, no. And they have a little bit of material scantily clad around them. And why is that? So Bacchus, okay, doesn't only, you know, they didn't say, oh, he's the god of wine and getting everyone bollocks. He's the god of good weed as well. But like that could equally be like his crack or something. But I don't think so because he's showing you the little glass pipe, ganja pipe. In Renaissance art, which is really interesting. I'm not sure what this skyscraper's doing behind him in Renaissance art piece, but he looks more human. He's got a fuzzy little hair job going on, and he looks absolutely shit-faced. So he's like, yeah, man, it's good weed. So it's that as well. I don't think that's weed. That might be opium. And then this is a Caravaggio Bacchus. Now, Caravaggio apparently just kept on painting this guy. I don't even know why. A bit of an obsession. Maybe he was a fruit like him. No, apparently Caravaggio put like a rotten piece of fruit because apparently he was telling you in code that his masters were rotten to the core in each image. But that is a young sort of geisha girl-looking version of Bacchus. And the tick code. I don't know what's happening with the tick code. I know she's pointing to her nip now. So that means something, guys. That could be like a Masonic symbol, or both hands actually could be Masonic symbols. But I'm thinking she's, because they always got, like, I noticed that the women in absolute power of the Phoenicians don't have to get a jug out. But everybody else just walking around in antiquity, yeah, let's have one jug up. And what you get is capes, red capes, and this material scantily flowing with the Phoenicians when they're arriving in a presentation or a procession with caduceus, ever-burning lamp, sounds of trumpets, and all the technologies. Basically, allegory for electromagnetic technology, fascist type technology, 3G, 4G, 5G, and everything else that's happening in our realm, which is resonation technologies, okay, or sound or electromagnetic. And where are the Phoenicians again? Also up in the clouds, hiding. And they have processions, just park up, and the cherubs go and get the corn again in this depiction. And the false idols, or the idols that they adorn, okay, which are the Phoenician idols we've seen many, many times. So the age of idols is soon to be over. In my mind, centralized control religion is just not needed. Look, Ma, look at the size of the fish I caught. So there's another cherubim playing that fiddle, a bit like Nero, and he's sitting aside one of these famous, or now well talked about, Phoenician whales we see on Flat Earth British. Wow. So this Bacchus is a completely different incantation or version of Bacchus. He's got the grapes. He's looking a little bit more North African-y, but definitely got the laurel leaves of control on his head. So many different forms. I think that one's a Caravaggio as well. So it's funny you had the two completely different styles or types of Bacchus. Because, you know, this guy's like got muscles, but it looks like a geisha girl going on. You know, it's basically a chick. So a glass of wine. Let's have a look if we can see a rotten piece of fruit there. So yeah, I got told this by somebody who knows about art quite a bit and told me that apparently in this cup, although this is poor resolution, is the reflection of a man standing up in that cup, in that glass, in the reflection. I can't actually see it. Maybe you can. And he would also show you rotten fruit, which is telling you that his controllers are rotten to the core, which I wholeheartedly believe. But many other personifications of Bacchus. But yeah, a mindset, a parasite locked in you with us, guys. So before we move on, we're going to have some images of the day. Okay, let me just check. I don't know why Daisy Duke popped in there. I have not got a clue. Didn't download it on nothing. It was just happened to just be there. Not like think about Daisy Duke or anything. Anyway, so vaccination. Okay, I don't like to talk about Rona. I did say in my descriptions box, but that's like basically for them to fuck them off so they don't think there's nothing going on. I'll slip it in surreptitiously. Vaccinations have been ongoing in the antiquity record since time began, which is, I don't even know, not long ago. So what they do is they get endless amounts of people, innocent to information, have no idea, scared, probably thinking something's going to get them, the bogeyman, and they have them lined up, okay, and they inject them with terrible substances. Okay, guys. Now, I'm wondering what I want anymore. I don't even know. My head's splitting with this, guys, right? There's a pandemic. The whole of humanity should be up in fucking arms about all of this, guys, and saying no fucking more. You lot fuck off already. Yeah? Now, I've seen some good signs. I seen a feed yesterday of basically Bristol, okay? The main street in Bristol, and it was overwhelming police, eyeballing civilians like they're going to kick their teeth in. Okay, here's a man with his baby and his missus. I'm going to kick his teeth in now, sort of attitude. But I would say 90% of them people were savvy and they never had masks on. So yeah, in past epidemics, people were up in arms about flu shots, guys, and vaccines. Vaccines can cause injury and death. People know. So where are these lot now? So I really do hope that these people are not, you know, adorning masks and just believing the hype about plagues and shit. Fucking not doing, you know, what they were doing before. I'm just wondering. So yeah, mass immunization immunization programs happens in my school. We got given sugar cubes for polio. Okay, not that I've never met anybody outside of a Tavistock Institute player in Ian Dury who had polio. This was in the early 70s for the smallpox epidemic, and apparently with this vaccine wiped out all of smallpox from all of Earth. Except if you look at it today, they say that there's loads going on in India, even Black Death, bubonic plague, etc. So let's have a guessing game. One of these boys has had the vaccine. One of these boys is not quite the same. Can you tell which boy hasn't had the vaccine? I think this boy hasn't had the vaccine. I think they're trying to tell you that this boy has been cured by the smallpox vaccine. But if that was the case, he wouldn't be sat next to him just like that, would he? Because it's highly infectious disease touching him. So, no. And they had riots in the Victorian era as well over vaccines. There was a movement apparently out of Leicester I read about, and other movements in America, anti-vaccine movements. And up until 1853, doctors basically couldn't be taken to court or basically struck off. They bit like now with the pharmaceutical industries, they would not be in trouble if anyone died. So we may have seen this before. Now, I think that a reality is in the future is backstreet vaccinations. I might come here. I've got a really, really bad batch here of vaccine. Do you want to be immune to the plague? Oh, yes, please. How much is it? So the backstreet vaccines are a thing. So plagues and shit, weirdness in the past, because history always repeats itself, you could buy basically snake oil remedies or peppermints or cough lozenges. So I guess in, just having like basically nasty, damp Victorian living conditions, which will make you ill anyway, because it's rank and rat's piss and everything else, you would have a bad chest. But that would be, the environment, wouldn't it? It's what you find. It's bad air and atmospheric changes which cause illness. And basically, flu is the way of the human body getting rid of all of that and detoxing you. You feel fantastic after it. So, yeah, the doctors are just free range with basically, they don't say, I'm going to give you a little prick. So they say just a little scratch. It's not a scratch. Don't feel like a scratch. It feels like fucking horrible, actually, especially when they put it in your mouth. Yeah, the needle. Yeah, it's only a little scratch. It feels like they just put in like a red hot poker into your face, doesn't it, in the dentist? But yeah, but as they say, they can't say, can I put a little prick? So yeah, he's getting vaccinated. We just poke your fucking eye out. You don't need it anyway. So I'm all for that. So yeah, they were living in Victorian squalor. So you have miasma, atmospheric changes through electromagnetics, comets, and people would just get really, really fucking ill. And it's not surprising. Look at all of these living down in digs. Yeah, why are they called digs? Because they dug them out, guys. Yeah, what a way to live. Check their mud flood cellars. Crazy, that image, isn't it? So yeah, bad air and miasma theory is valid to me, and I think it's a good cause for any basically poisoning or toxins that would cause these illnesses. So this is a crazy narrative for the year of 1809, and we can't see all of them, but I'll give you some ideas of the diseases that they were suffering in the city of London. So diabetes, only one had diabetes, dropsy. Ooh, loads of people had dropsy, whatever that is. Eaten by lice. So a gentleman or lady in London got eaten alive by lice. So how many got killed by evil in London in the early 1800s? 7 people got killed by evil. Could you be more descriptive? What do you mean? Did they get killed? Did they just fall over in a bad way? I'd explain. So most people died of fevers of all kinds. Okay. And nowadays, if you look into, if you look on Google and say how many people died of the flu, no one had the flu this year or last year. This year, apparently, it's all over with now. You can't get the flu anymore. Anything to do with a snotty nose or anything to do with anything that was fevery in the past is now the Rona, don't you know? So most people got that. So, Flitula, I'm not sure what that is. Maybe something to do with sexually transmitted disease. I'm not quite sure. Flux, no, that definitely sounds like it is. French pox, no, that definitely is. Gout is water underneath from drinking too much and your knee swells up like a balloon, because that gout killed Nostradamus, or so they say. Gravel, stone, and strungery, don't know what that is. Grief. 3 people died of a broken heart in the whole of the Victorian era. You heartless bastards. Headmost, horseshoe, and water in the head. So I'm guessing, like, if you was like in the modern day and you were wearing a face nappy, I mean a mask, and it's raining, and then the face mask gets wet, then you're waterboarding yourself, and there's a high percentage, good chance you will die. A headache. Does anyone die of a headache? No, no one ever dies of a headache. Measles, quite a few died of that. Miscarriages, only 1 miscarriage. That's not a bad year for mortality rate. Hang on, miscarriage, only 1. I thought the mortality rate in London was horrendous. I thought you had to have 16 kids to end up with 3. Anyway, mortification. I'm not sure what mortification is, guys. Could anyone fill me in? I'm not really sure. Mortification. Fucking hell. Oh, sorry. Somebody was mortified. So if you was in shock, like, oh, Mrs. Jones, I'm mortified, and you drop dead. Palpitations of the heart. 1 died of palpitations. I get that. Palsy. Pleurisy. Oh, yeah, pleurisy will fuck you. Quincy. Well, I don't know. He's all right. He's not my favourite doctor, but I can sit through an episode. He's not as good as Columbo. A rash. How many died of a rash? No one died of a rash. Oh, they did have good ointment back in them days. Rheumatism. 5 died of rheumatism. Scurvy. Only 4 in the Victorian era, eh? What were they eating to be so healthy? Oh, I thought they were all like bandy-legged and all scurvy-ridden. But there you are. So how many died of the pox, or smallpox? In this case, which is not sexually related, 1,461 people. So how many people died of a sore throat? Oh, I've got a sore throat. No, I don't think that's a reality. 4. Mind you, if it was in today's society, that would be a definite Rona. Sores and ulcers, that's a Rona. Spasm. I have them. Well, I don't really. 4 people died of spasms. Stoppage in the stomach. Basically, if they'd have drunk water, they'd have found that they wouldn't have died, all 6 of them. So yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah, burned, choked, drowned, executed, found dead, fractured, frightened, frozen, murdered. Shame I can't get that. Poisoned, scalded, shot, smothered. So the Victorian era is not really what you think, is it? Especially on the old scurvy front. You think there'd be a few more. Wait, here you go. So yeah, the Punch magazine or Punch newspaper and some of the satirical art of this era showed you really sinister stuff for vaccination. Now, this thing's got like plague, pestilence, leprosy, festering ulcers, and I don't know, but it's got pan in it, like Pandorp, but it's got some nasty ass pusses. Anyway, guys, okay. And they're feeding it babies. So, you know, like we knew from the beginning in this utter bullshittery, they're after the children, okay? The next generation control. It's an absolute, you know, horror show is what it is, what they're doing with the vaccines and all of that. But there is a way out, and we know what to do. Anyway, resets, guys, are an absolute. And the powers that should not be are working for others. Here we have a American lady, I would say it was Lady Liberty, in the red, white, and the blue, excuse the fireworks. A Russian and a German talking to Queen Victoria. And what they are doing is splitting up segments of what looks like the world, or maybe even China. But he's a Chinaman. He's looking at it with his hand on his chin. But they did the same thing after World War II at Yalta. They basically, the big 4 divvied up what was left of Europe after its reset of 1945. on a dually. They're doing the same thing there. The powers that should not be, reset it, and then divvy out the remains later. And it's all, not that we knew before this year, all to do with vaccines in the reset. Check this guy. After he's done his damage, he's off back to the German Reich, apparently. Look at this. Yeah? You got the Reich, and you got Barbari. He's got an intravenous needle trapped to his back because he's doing a vaccine program. And there's all little soldiers. So, highly sinister. But he's got a piss pot on his head. Truth bomb, Jay. Truth bomb. And, so even in the 1700s, you would have practitioners which could never get in trouble for any of their practices. So I'm guessing a lot of people got fucked up with this, with these vaccine programs in the past. It's like a horror film. It really is a nightmare. They just turn up, reckless, abandoned. These are the same people who bloodlet. These are the same people who chop up, manky dead bodies in a science theatre. So she's just had it, hands covered in blood, and this child does not want it. And how many films do they show you where, vaccines like literally kill people? If you watch the film Frankenstein with Branagh, in the first 5 minutes, they have to hold a guy down while they vaccinate him, and he literally metamorphosizes in front of your eyes with these bupas turning up and exploding. But Nostradamus apparently was a plague doctor, and he apparently treated plague victims with rose water. So basically putting rose petals into water. So basically structured water. And I can see that working, that alone. But, they're using now. What I don't want to happen is them fuckers to say they come up with a cure and get everybody thinking that they're this, salvation, and, trying to big themselves up to be the hero. Look, we saved you up. We're fantastic. Because that would be really sick. Yeah, that everyone, blowing trumpets and celebrating their murderers, basically. So, yeah. Get them drunk first before you vaccinate them. So that's the opening mixture. So basically, you got to get him pissed enough, okay, because he's not going to go through it before this doctor, who knows a lot, gives him the vaccine pock concoction from a cow. So we know the story of how they're supposed to have, the milkmaid and the poxy cow, and she's like, oh, I've got the pox, let me rub some of this on my face. Oh, I've just been cured. It must have been the poxy cow that saved me. So here's some medieval cute nuns in medieval era, and they're caring for this poor plague victim. So it wasn't all bad. And here's another one of those crazy fishes. It's like, do you see the size on this fish in the river? Why? What? Are they really that big? I don't know. So yeah, I know somebody who pulls these faces. I'm not going to mention any names, but going like that, like, nah. Isn't it really fucking annoying when people do no to you? Isn't it though, guys? Isn't it? Yeah? Or, that's another one. Yeah? That's annoying. He's doing the, yeah? That's fucking annoying too. I'm just saying, yo. Yeah, just saying, yo. So I think this is the Last Supper, but it's set in the Middle Ages. And this guy here, okay, he's bringing in a bong, okay? And this guy is chunking into a pizza. This guy's got a slice of a melon. Let me tell you guys, yeah, the Last Supper is nothing like you thought it was, yeah? Telling me they didn't have a bong? Last Supper? Yeah, whatever. So, is this two? I hope that's not two women kissing. I think this, hang on a minute. He's in pink and she's in blue. We both got dresses on. This might be a bit of lesbiania, guys. And he's like, oh my God, no, not really. Is it really? And God is shouting down with like, really? This one's crossing his arms. It's like, well, if you were in the year 2021, all of that insanity is no problem whatsoever. So yeah, if you're going to go to America on the Graf spree, okay, Zeppelin or Graf Zeppelin, Graf spree is something else. Graf Zeppelin. This is how close it was to the sea. At some stage, it was only like 10 foot, 20 foot above the waves. Can you imagine how beautiful that would be? Just to glide across water and the waves all the way to America land. So they didn't go fantastically high or join any jet streams or such. They scooted across the top of the water. Isn't that fantastic? The Romans felt the need to have a shit together. Okay, now I'm not sure why the Phoenicians want to shit together. They say they sat around and basically saying, you know, good morning, how is your stools today? Very fine, thank you. And, you know, talking poo talk in the morning. Do you think that's a reality? They all sat around shit and talking. Because I don't think so. I think humanity must have changed an awful lot to want to have a discussion with anyone when you're in the most private of privates, wouldn't you say? So something's going on with the Phoenician world where they want to have communal dumping sessions in the morning. Yeah, and they have little like puddles in front with a seashell to wash your butt because they don't do toilet roll, apparently. So who's the barbarians and the savages then? Anyway, I would love to discover this little bit of brickwork. Just stroll down this, what looks like an Italian Etruscan street with a lovely little open stream, which would have been an open sewerage system, and just finding that bit of polygonal work. That is just fantastic. So obviously that's a lot older and the building's on extra on top. Yeah, I would love to discover that. And obviously do not ignore the beautiful little doggage. Yay! What do you think? That's it. And what about an aerial on your head if you're a Phoenician Egyptian? Now, first you have the eagle, or the whatever this critter is, coming out of your mind's eye. Okay, so that's obviously mind related. And you have an antenna on top of your head. Oh, this one's got a bit mashed up and evidence has been taken to communicate. And look at this technological wheel underneath. Doesn't it look like it can turn on top of the other one? It does. It does to me, guys. So, you know, I can imagine it being like, you know, like a ship's radar, just that thing turning on her head. Yeah. She could even relay information. Who even knows? I don't know. She's an Tatarian lady who's wearing something over her mind's eye, coins, which is silver probably, over her temples. And I think this is to do with basically some sort of technology as well to help our abilities that are taken from us, that are no longer here. The abilities that this lady has in her eyes still in this photograph. The life, the knowledge, the wisdom taken from us. The fire, guys, the fire. I love that. So yeah, Asian maps will show you Phoenicia. Okay. Syria here and Asian Phoenicia and the tyrants of Tyre, Akkar, and the other Phoenician ports, and Crete, or Cyprus, excuse me, which was another Phoenician enclave. But they did take over a lot of the world through ports and slyness. Now, has a place on Hollywood's stars actors sidewalk for a reason. Now, the moon landing people, okay, so that's Neil, Edwin, and Michael Collins, have a actors star in Hollywood. Why would that be? Now, I don't buy newspapers, obviously. I don't watch the telly, but I do look at the tabloids covers. And coming out of the shop today, I looked at the covers, and they had a picture of a needle in the shape of a spaceship, a rocket taking off, and making out that they got the killer vaccine, the cure, and they're saying one giant leap for mankind. So they're mixing the fake narrative of moon landings, one giant crock of shit for mankind, with a giant needle that looks like a rocket ship, saying that it's one giant leap for mankind, copying the useless, pathetic words that were probably just a magic spell. So yeah, Fort Wood and the Statue of Liberty is so posh and touristy back in the day. There's a lady got it out of back garden. She's hanging a washing up. It's part of her back garden, guys. I'm just saying, don't you think that's a bit weird? What you got out your garden? Oh, I've got a Statue of Liberty in my garden, Petal. Why? What you got? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I know. So yeah, that's Fort Wood, a star fort, and it looks like there's got a massive door going underneath. I've not noticed that door on that ramp before, because I've not seen it from this angle or this side. It's always from the water side, isn't it? But yeah, she got a fantastic back garden. So there's Fort Wood when it says Fort Wood on the front. There's another one of these entrances here, by the look of it. But yeah, in our Bryans, we think this thing is much older. There was none of these statue photos of the Statue of Liberty being built, or the narrative of Gustav Eiffel giving us a present, or the Americans a present of this, ring true to me. It's just government bullshittery. Again, this is the civilization that went before us. Grandeur, giant domes. This one appears to be half buried. And this always top-heavy appearance. You know, most of the building is above. It's stature, and all of the decoration and all of the weirdness and the technology starts, you know, 3/4 of the way up, or even, you know, less. It's just all of the building is top heavy and roof. Why? Because maybe a third of it is buried under the mud. So God, if that is God, because he's got a veil thing going on, like with the Phoenicians, he's supposed to have made Adam out of, you know, mud or dirt. And is this what he's creating? Is he creating man out of mud? In this picture, it would suggest it. Or is it homunculus? So, yeah, apparently you were made of mud, guys. We're mud men. Who even knew? And there is the world that went before us, still around, half-buried windows, a lot deeper. And as I just showed you, disproportionate. Most of the stuff is up in the air. Always top-heavy. Always in these mud-flood buildings. Okay, so these are probably the Titans. They probably maybe are below us. Maybe they require sacrifice on an epic scale to soothe, you know, to their bloodthirst or something, and it goes down a big plug hole after they sacrifice millions of people. Anyway, that's just an idea. So yeah, these Titans are basically chained up so they don't punch their way through the surface and come back. Apparently. Tartaria. Like many railway stations, like St. Pancras, or always this similar style. One constructor, one builder, the whole plane. Classical ass, this lady is apparently in symbiosis with a deer. And there's no problem. She goes around with it. But what kind of Amazon lady, because she is probably an Amazon, goes around with a deer? Oh dear, oh dear. So the octopus is a clue, I think, as well, guys. There's something going on with the octopus. You see her on knights' shields and coins, and you know, it's a bit of a different critter. Half of it comes out of the sea. It's got like brains in each tentacle, and you know, there's loads of weird shit going on with the octopus. So I'm thinking that is a clue with the allegory as well, what that means. So she's a badass with a good heart. Soft but strong, unapologetic but honest. She's the type of woman you go to war beside. She's the type of woman you would marry if you believed in marriage and, you know, legal contract bullshittery. So I think that's quite an interesting little passage. So Lilliput, yeah. So basically, there's the narrative of Lilliput, isn't there? And Gulliver turns up on a boat in another dimension, and there's a lot of really little people, but to him he's a giant, but to him they're really little. Is that the case with us, that we are really little, and lands they are really big? I think so. Lazuli. So yeah, Niven was on about lazuli. There's some sort of thing happens when you heat it, and I think lapis lazuli holds keys. You know, they go to great effort and distance, in fact, to adorn their cartouches and their bas-reliefs in ancient Egypt, don't they? And it is very, you know, sought after in the antique world. So I need to know more about lapis lazuli. I'm very interested in subjects. Plus, it looks absolutely beautiful. So yeah, last week and the week before, actually, basically, I don't know how it happened. One of my subscribers, one of my peeps, contacted me and said, I'm going to fuck off because things are weird. Do you want to look after my house? I was like, I don't know. What do you think, Law? Because we've been through a pretty, you know, one of these rough times, etc. So it was like, yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Let's fuck off. So he came and picked us up and took us down there. And we just living in this guy's really nice house. But like no broadband, no city stuff, wink, wink. So I've, you know, fucking suffered a bit. It's like beautiful, but I need my matting stuff. Plus, I got matting tech and things going on. And I wanted to keep up with you lot. It was really pissing me off, guys. Yeah, I was like, I feel like I'm abandoning them. I'm getting really upset. You know, I do as well. So I don't know. It's just a statue, obviously, of a naked woman. Any excuse, just a one in now and again. A press. So it's outside a building. Any ideas? Is it a wine press? Yes. So you put wine or grapes in there and press it, and the wine comes through the holes. I'm guessing that wine would be quite natural and quite tasty. So yeah, Jesus apparently turned the water into wine. Why couldn't he have turned it into fruit juice? Yeah, because it's devastating. I've seen, I've literally witnessed people dying on alcoholism through wine. So yeah, again, the Cherubinuskis, what look like waves coming out of a central sun. Come on, thinkers. Come on, think tank. What could this mean? What could all of this mean? We're not quite there, but we are getting there. So two opposing Gorgony Cherubinuskis. Here's another one. In between two domes. Again with the veil. And it's not a kid because he's got like weird six packs. So what are they? I'm thinking maybe a homunculus. That's a motor car that he's sitting on. So that's a later adaptation. We've seen these. Let me move on. Okay. Now, more pictures. Oh, we've done them. So I'm going to come back for a moment and speak to you guys. Phew. Oh, yeah. So that was fun. So I've got 700 of you watching. Thank you. Happy New Year to you all, I guess. 2021, or so they say. I'm not buying any of it, and I'm not doing their paradigm. I don't have to, you see. But that's just me, though. So, let's have a few shouts to you all. Thank you for all joining me on Flat Earth Bridge. Make sure to share this out, guys. Please. It's okay, Dick. I'm a sister. Bruv, ha ha ha. I'm not sure what that is from Mel. Daniel Pollock. Nice to see you, brother. Flat Fact, good to see you. Diesel and Jughead here and David Jones. And Happy New Year to you all from M. Thank you for that. Mickey's here. Oi, oi, Mickey. Glenn, Homunculus equals cherub. Yeah, you think so too. Yeah, it makes sort of sense, doesn't it? Fritz Patterson is here. Hi, Fritz. I need to walk. Yes, a walk. Go and walk in the moonlight, Fritz. Yeah, don't stay here. You know, just go and do your thing and enjoy the beautiful sun, moon, because there's been a beautiful big moon yesterday. Was fantastic. Dick thought he was a geezer, Matt. What, Dick? That is like a massive mistake there, brother. No, man. Fucking, that was a big bang. Oh, yeah, Emma. Thank you for this. Oh, it might not have been that Emma. I got a few Emmas in a subscription base. Lee, who no means no. Ahoy, Lee. Adrian Keenan. Much love to you from the London posse. Good to see you, my brother. Dick Richards. Yeah, you're bad. Yeah, Dick, you fucked up majorly, man. No biggie. Solid Rock. Deco Dude. Rona. Lotus, who's Dean. Lotus Film Studios. Ahoy, Martin and Son. And FEB family from Dean. Flat Thumbs Dean, my brother. Mama Cat's here. Hiya, Mum. Peace and love and prayers to all. Ellie here as well. Hiya, Ellie. Stuff Beagle. Beegs says hiya, Matt Lika. I shared your video on my channel yesterday, Beegs, because it was only a couple under 1,000. So I thought it might be a help to help you, okay, with your cool content as well. Did you know this? Yeah, it's on my channel. Anyway, hope you get 1,000 subscribers, because that'll be cool. For Crimbo. Anyway, Decatcher, happy 1 to 1202. Who even knows? Who else is there? Oh, Elva K is there. Hiya, and Oz Anon is there. Good day from Australia. Gone. Sasquatch. Howdy from Texas. We love our Texas peeps here. We love all our peeps here, actually. JT and Ben Andre, who's always here, been here years. So many of you have been here years. Squirrel's been here since like 2015 or something. So yeah, morning Oz. I guess you're in 2021 already in Australia land because you're time travelers and you're always in the future, aren't you? So That's epic. Glyph, hey, my brother, good to see you. Flat Mind, Fat Thumbs, Flat Mind. Awesome to hear. Hippie Shake, who is Teresa. Hiya, Teresa. Howdy to you too. And Alva Billy. Yeah, all veterans, ain't we, Alva Billy? Yeah, oh, true for veterans now. I know. But way to win 2020 anyway, guys. Massive thanks and respect to all of the Flat Earth British think tank. Like I said at the beginning of this vlog, overwhelming the love and support and content and information you guys are quite willing to share, which is rare. Okay, because most people are like thinking about themselves and, you know, not this, you know, a community, are they? You know, so that's rare and that's beautiful. Let's keep it going. 2021. Just going to fucking see them off already. Yeah. Because I'm getting really bored now with all of that, with them and Rona and all of that. You know, the shitty B movie. No, you want to live in my fantastic movie, guys. That's what you want to do. Yeah. It's going to be fabulous. Just imagine it. Okay, and it will be, because that's how reality is. It's ours for the taking, guys. Anyway, I'm going to share some more screen, a few more thoughts, and I'm going to come back. We are on 11 o'clock. We're getting up to a new year now. Okay, I hope you're all feeling really positive and optimistic. Now, we can see how the last year went. Okay, we rose above it all. We floated through with grace with the big fuck off. We're not playing to them, didn't we? Did it work? Yeah, we've come out the other side. Fantastic, haven't we? I know. Flat Earth British think tank. Long may it rain. Okay, not rain. Long may Flat Earth British do this. Okay, because it is a beautiful thing. I love it. I love it a lot, and all you guys actually. So anyway, let's share some more screen before I fucking start myself off again. Because I'm terrible like that. And we're gonna have a look. I was gonna have a talk while showing some of them. I might do actually. So. Let's have a think about hardware stores in the Victorian era. Now, I have noticed, okay, that there are a massive abundance in Victorian photographs of very well equipped hardware stores. Okay, this one's in Lolgate, and this is Hudson Brothers. These are looks like they might be a haberdashery, but look at the stuff they got. What kind of lighting is this, guys? Is this a halogen lamp? Because it looks like reheated wheel or something. But regardless, they knock spots off of, you know, Primark, don't they? Yeah. In fact, I was looking on Google Earth at Boston and the city centre of Boston in the modern day, okay? And they had a big blue circle that says Primark. I thought, what? Boston got Primark? So yeah, Gatsby's. They'll sell you some wicker stuff. So you find a lot of making do, I find. And you get a lot of shops, especially in London, selling shovels and buckets. In the ironmongers, which were on every single street. You buy a nice little lampshade, you get a shovel because you need to dig the mud out because everything's got mud everywhere. And buckets, and you can't have running water in your house. You gotta, like I did when I was a little kid, I used to bath in one of these. My mother used to stick me in front of the coal fire, stick me in a steel bath, and then pour kettles of water over me, like first boil it. It's too hot. But in a baby voice, because I'm like, it's too hot. And then it's too cold. Until I was half submerged in water. But the cold water helped with the scorches, so it wasn't all bad. What are these? Is this voodoo? I think they might be like, I don't know. But then, what are they? Yeah, they could be mops. I don't know. It's a nice shop, Jermaine. It was a really nice shop. So Blythe and Wright, what do they sell? Funeral furnishings throughout. Oh, right. I'm guessing they did a cracking business. I'm guessing if Rona was a real thing, the funeral people would be killing it right now. So what cool things have we got in this Victorian shop? Let's have a look. And I'll show what that is. We've got a lot of wood burners, a few hand grenades. Cool, it's like a Russian bazaar. So what are these? Are these fans? Because they look like some sort of solar array. They might be fans. These look like computer fans, bird cages. You need a bird cage because basically you want to know if the air's toxic. If your bird drops, you're going to know you're in trouble. So cool tools in our hardware shop. What we got here? Some more chimeneas, wood burners, some nice crockery, gas cooker this bit later. So I love a good hardware shop. I go and visit one now. Look for old world hardware shop. So yeah, they're everywhere. I'm just wondering, you would need after a mud flood and times after that, a hardware shop is what I'm thinking. So 2020 we won, which is why they're calling 2021, because we won. I'm just saying that is why. It might be, might not be. So anyway, naming of John the Baptist. Let's forget about the official narrative and let's try and work out what's going on, shall we? Now, I think what he's really saying is, no, love. No. That is not a real baby. That's actually a doll. No, it's not. It's a real baby and it's mine. I love it. Oh, for fuck's sake. She's never going to let that go. And he's basically writing all that down because she's completely potty. You can see that's not a baby. Babies don't look like, you know, grown people, but in a miniature form with, you know, full head of hair like that. So I think that's really what is probably going on. Official narrative's bullshit anyway. We know that. So, excuse me, madam. Let's hit your little child up with some injection. Don't worry what's in it. It doesn't even matter, does it? Just give me the money and shut the fuck up already. That's what they'll be doing to everyone. So holographics in the past. Do we really think these machines of the Victorian era are doing a whole lot of holographic beagles? Beaks! They're doing holographic beagles, don't you know? Just switch on the machine and wind it, and it will spit out a holographic beagle. So, don't know, but I really like beagles. They're lovely animals. Love a beagle. So, I wouldn't be able to look after it anyway because I got a bunny rabbit. Anyway, Boston. This is Boston. Okay, so what you do is when you're in Boston, build your city hall, which we looked at earlier. It was a mud flooder. All them are missing because it's this high in mud and the windows are blocked up there. But regardless of that, outside, there's an obelisk on top of Beacon Hill. And they got an army, or a couple of guys actually, digging endless amounts of spoil mud in carts and taking her away for the leveling of Beacon Hill in Boston, Massachusetts. But in the background looks like the top of a pyramid, but it could be a spire. But mud. Russia, 1800s. They had electric in the days of Tsar Nicholas II. And they probably free energy, and they mixed it with water. So you have water and electric, very Las Vegasian. Is that a word? It is now. Las Vegianism. And giants. It's like they come in and you can see they just got attitude. Do you think they're all right? I'm not sure. I mean, the giants could come in and be a bit pushy. Look at his arm on his side, yeah? Yeah. You going to give me any back chat, Sonny? Yeah, I'm a lot fucking bigger than you. Yeah, you are a lot bigger than you. Yeah, Cecil, he's a lot bigger. You see him touching him on the shoulder saying, do a bit more groveling. I would be hopeless at groveling to giants. I'd be kicking them in the shin and running. And believe you me, I can duck and dive and weave like the best of them. Never catch my ass. Ever. Anyway, inside the trains. Now, I went on a train yesterday. I arrived back in Cardiff last night. Great Western Railway. They're quite nice. They're really clean. They're plague-free, or so they say. But if you went on a Victorian train, this is what you would have. Yeah, we're going a bit backwards, aren't we? Well, yeah. Mind you, if I went on British Rail when I was a kid, it was absolutely brilliant. You could smoke spliff hanging out the window as long as you didn't get your head knocked off by a train coming the other way. And a can of Stella. It was fab. Now, my sides have stopped, have they? Thank you. My sides have stopped. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. Thank you, Verdict. Verdict got me on Skype. My slides had stopped. I don't know why. Stop sharing on oh, bugger. Hang on 2 seconds. Okay. I don't know. Let's try it again. Let's see if it comes up. I've never seen that before, actually. Don't worry. Mine's on it. Not like I let anything perturb me in any way. Okay, can you see that? Let's have a look. Oh, thanks, Dennis. You're full patient with me. But light things are never a precise science. There you are. So there you are. That's what I was on about when you were wondering what the fuck I was talking about, probably. Beacon Hill. Check that out, guys. Windows half buried. We just looked at that city hall. And basically, they're taking away a load of mud. So there's the holographic beagles. Bollocks. And hitting a little kid up with a vaccine, which they're going to do a lot of. And there's that woman who thinks she got a baby when she hasn't. Which happens quite a bit, apparently. And there's the Russian antiquity, electricity over water. You know, they say electric and water don't really mix. But in this case, they're both in beautiful symbology together. So there's that bully giant. Yeah, doing I'm a little teapot. Kick him in the bollocks. Just the right height. And there's your Victorian train that I was prattling on about that you didn't see. But now you can see. So we're all good now. No, we've caught up. Anyway. So in Tsar Nicholas's Russia, okay, they had fantastic electricity. Obviously, these are the days before Tesla and Edison. Or so they say that they existed. They got fantastic signage. Beautiful electric. Way before, as you can see. In Victorian Tartaria. And not only that, they got like illuminated water fountains, which are very Las Vegian. Oh, that's better, Las Vegian. Yeah, I killed it now. So let's have a little look at that and relax for a minute, shall we? While my Brian catches up with myself. Water pubs, yeah, I know. Something else I think about is how they get all of that water up. So it have to be the Colosseums. So thank you, Vertic, my brother, for tipping me off. Yeah, and Mel. Mel tipped me off in chat as well. Yeah, thanks, Mel. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's not frozen. I just left it on there. Yeah, I don't know. It's never done it before, and we're not going to be worried about all that anyway. It's whatever, isn't it? So thanks for tipping me off, guys. It's Andy, that is. So, not that I'm going to make any predictions for the new year, because I'm not, because I just know how this shit is going to go down. Okay? Exactly how we intend it, guys. I know it's been a little bit rough, but like I think it's, I think we've had a fantastic year. A lot of us have had problems, personal problems, all of us, in fact. Some, there's been bereavements, people with sick relatives, and I think one of the worst things of all that we've been suffering, guys, is the cognitive distance that is fucking exhibited by our relatives and our friends. It drives us mad, doesn't it? When we can clearly see that there's something else going on, you have to, some of you go back to maybe your wives or your husbands, and they're complete babos. Yeah. The news says that it will kill us, that it's an infectious disease and everybody will die. I'm going to wear my mask. I'll be safe then, okay? And everybody else should wear their masks as well so they don't infect me, because I don't want to die. I'm only young, okay? So that is what a lot of people are actually thinking and doing, and the way they're exhibiting themselves. So we're going to be stuck with them for a little while, okay? Because good news, like I said, guys, people are waking up en masse. People are going to reach a tipping point, a critical mass, where they're going to say, no fucking more lockdownage. And not that I'm going to say I'm going to do a prediction, but I got a sneaky feeling that these, like they did with the Spanish flu, okay, after they made a squillion off of hitting everybody up, complete control of society, etc., and doing a reset of everything and getting rid of a fuck loads of people. Britain was an aging population, right? They were like a really big soak on the economy. Now they've saved all that money. That'll pay for the pandemic, because all of them have been gone in the old age pensioners home, as we know. So, they got like, it's not like a neutron bomb, really. They get their money, their properties, everything. The state, guess, they take it, don't they? Especially properties. Want to pay for all the things you've had. Now we're going to take your house. So, they have all of this, and they'll be able to play for it, okay? And they've been saving money for a long time as well. So they know the longevity. Plus, the place I just came from, in Devonland, they're elites that live there, and they are buying properties, and they are conducting themselves like there is a tomorrow. So I was thinking to myself, they're elites. They've been tipped off. Somebody said down in Masonic Hall, you got to weather this out, and it's all going to fuck off. So the government might say that it's disappeared. There's no flu anymore. It's disappeared. It's gone. It's died. and we can all, go back to remnants of society, what is left. But we saved you all. We were fantastic. You must worship us forever. I don't want that going down. These fuckers getting away with it and actually being there at the end. No, I can't see that. You see, I see. My clear vision is they're gone, and there's a beautiful world of good people and no more corruption, starvation, and all of the bullshit that goes on in this place is all gone. Yeah, war won't even be a fucking word. There'll be no word for war. And all the rest. That sort of society. You get it, guys? That's what we're all aiming at, yeah? We don't want any more of it, guys. None of us. We all know what needs to happen. Everything that's wrong in this place is them. Everything that we do that is wrong is made by them. Circumstances. It's them. All of it. The paradigm. Here they are. Well, here's the Jesuits. Look like they're selling out a load of Russians and Tatarians, getting them drunk. And he's signing something here. There's a bit of winking going on and a bit of intrigue, I would say. But a deal going down. And a Jesuit signing it in what looks like the Tatarian world. So as I explained before in allegory, what is this Cherubinuski pointing at? Because there's nothing actually in this, is there? And like if there's going to be somebody coming through, the laurel leaf of control is waiting above. Isn't that spooky? Almost like it's a portal. And this one, this angel's looking really pissed off. This one's blindfolded and looks to be in trouble. But the clouds are present, because they're in the clouds. More allegorical Renaissance art, telling us the time, the hourglass, and all the aspects of Phoenician paradigm, which is time, a construct, the globe, also a fake construct, and I guess in money, gambling, and finery, and the end sort of result of all of that, I guess, is reset. Curious where she's pointing, and I don't even know where this landmass is, and I don't know what these lands are. I don't even know what is on there. I don't even know what she's pointing at. Don't recognize any of that. It's really strange. And this is a really interesting picture. This is an orb, which is reflecting a load of people or somebody in the room sat opposite. But look at the side of the fireplace. These are statues. Absolutely fantastic, really. Works. And a map. And what is on that map, guys? We've got Russian Federation eagles there, and something on the back of an elephant. Is this Africa, maybe? Difficult to determine. But the heads again, you get the heads. These are unusual busts because they're just the heads, aren't they? So, and the same sort of setup of basically leftover reset pieces. That's what we're looking at. Of the classical world, which you conclude they're bullshittery. Very telling. The arts, their whole paradigm. What's at the top? Some sort of sultan's hat with a crown on top, maybe. Some ermine, some papal crown. A lot of crownage going on. And Phoenicians bringing gifts for the Persian king Persepolis. Relief, 5th century BC. So these are Phoenicians. He got off the ship. This one looks like he's got 2 electromagnetic devices, unless it's like the handles for a kite. Difficult to say. Excuse me. And other things, delicacies, wines, vinegars, and other stuff to butter up the Persian king, and basically later on take over. So a lady with a giant fasces, money all over the floor, judging. Always judging. So that's nice, isn't it? Gold-topped ancient tanker But I think what's inside is what looks like remnants of a skull, or maybe a human skull. But you see the fractures. So, pretty sinister. And yeah, fasces under her. She's got the Phoenician hat, which is part of the code. And the triangle, or in this case with set square, or excuse me, plumb line, and they're in the clouds. Oh, no shit, Sherlock. And death on the one side with the laurel leaf, and her with the fasces. So, you know, it's supposed to be an emblem of peace, not really. Showing me, anyway, that this place is reset in that manner as well, through judgment. So this is granite, a piece of antiquity, and this is a sandstone chain. I've seen these before on buildings, so it's akin to the sea as well, isn't it? I think. But fantastic how they fixed that to that in antiquity. And giant heads. Now this is a papal dude. He's got a fish hat on, and looks like he's in Russia. And this guy looks distinctively like Nicholas. Nicholas, he could be. A giant head, just laying, probably after the Russian Revolution. Oh, I don't know that slipped in there. This is just a fine piece of stonework, exquisite stonework. It's just a coincidence. It was just the middle part of a woman. So here's Bacchus. He's a fat bastard, and he's got his gang of Cherubinuskis, okay, to pick grapes, pour in wine. I don't know if they fermented in such a quick time. It's beyond me, but some sort of magic going down. So there he is, fat bastard Bacchus. And another narrative from the Bible is in the Jacob's ladder, or the ascension. Up the ladder, through the clouds, into another place. Or the dream of Jacob's ladder, to another realm. So many people think this is the ascension process, or allegory for what this place is. All mind, us, the matrix. This is a spooky one. Again with the veiling, which is like a lace. A little Cherubinuski unveils a little sproggage. But somebody stuck a little teddy bear in there, which is nice. But spooky picture. Because why would she be covered over by lace? So this is, I'm guessing, in America, because it's got Native American in the background. But you've got the Bacchus Green Man version. And this lady, you can call her that. Knowledge, an orb, and behind us sits death, or in this case he looks like alas poor Yorick, but he's having a little grumble at the human skull. It's like Predator, isn't it? He like the human skull. So this Phoenician, okay, she looks Egyptian, but at the same time Phoenician, massive top, so shoulders, etc. But she's got a Buddha on her lap. And she's standing on skulls. And she has a friend who's a lion. And humanity, I'm guessing they're just hugging her. I don't even know why. This one's, bit the dust. All hail her. So strange she got the Buddhist part. And the lotus as well. Interesting, she got the lotus. And pigtails. Interesting. So here's another Phoenician, Queen Elizabeth I on a coronation. Okay, 1952. Year Britain pretended they climbed Everest, got all fantastic all of a sudden after World War II. So she's got an orb and she's got a scepter. You can't be a king without a queen. So what's with the orb? What's with the scepter? Indeed. So there's some images. I'm going to come back now shortly. I think I've got some more. So there's Flat Earth British website, in case you don't know. Okay, mind-blowing mud flood and all of the subjects that we actually talk about on Flat Earth British. I've got one more thing I want to share with you. I'm going to have to come back a second, and then I'm going to put it on for you because I've got to dig it out because I can't find it. Okay, the Elizabeth. Brian Gilly and Esther Malone, and I don't know who's in the Tatarian chat at the moment. There's a few of you. Oh, Charlie's there. QC, hiya Charlie. Matt Cornelius is there. Isabella's there. Brian's there. Wow, so many there as well. So my Tatarian channel is still kicking over. I'm glad to see that. And at this moment, 600 odd of you watching. Happy new whatever. Okay. Now I've got something I want to show you now. As I mentioned or may have mentioned in the descriptions for this video. Now, I'm going to have to just basically mute my microphone a little minute or so, guys, and I'm going to play this video. Now, what we're looking at here is a video that I found on the archives of 1922 Amsterdam. Now, it's got a voiceover or music added sound, basically, which is a bit tinny, but it does help with trying to get the atmosphere of what this is like in 1922. Now, what you see is street scenes. I think they're very telling, I think they're really nice, actually. What people got up to in 1922, what you find is everybody is on the streets, everybody's friends, and everything seems really happy and really good and safe as well. So yeah, I'm going to mute my microphone a minute, guys, and I'm going to put this video on a second. It's only for 10 minutes or so, and then I'm going to round this out. It'll take us up to give you time to go off and do your New Year's Eve things. Okay, if that makes sense. Okay, peace and love. Amsterdam, 1922. Did you hear any sound with that? No, I didn't hear any sound with that. Give me a sec. Clewage, what do you think? It's no rubbish. The streets are spotlessly clean, and everyone's just out on the street. Somebody just suggested in a chat that they haven't been locked down for a long time, and they might be getting out and having a good time after months of lockdown. So yeah, that's Amsterdam 1922. Fantastic street footage. I haven't seen any of that before, so it's a good little discovery. Really enjoyed watching that. Back with you guys then. No, I'm going to be saying adieu very shortly because I've got to get off and do some shit. Actually, it's New Year's Eve, and I want to basically wish you all the very best and your families for what will be, okay, a fantastic year to come. Okay, we've just been through all that bullshit. Like I said, guys, Flat Earth British think tank peeps just came through, yeah, in grace, no problem. Okay, so flat thumbs to all. Do that, guys, to make you feel a lot better. Flat thumbs. Okay, and I will be back in a day or two. And basically, I can go live now at any time because I'm basically in civilization with a solid internet connection, which is fantastic, actually. So, yeah, what a fucking brilliant year, guys. Thanks so much. That was just the best. Okay, so more to come. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed my vlog. I hope you enjoyed all of that. I tried to entertain you as best I can. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Thank you, everybody. And I'm going to give you all a few shouts before I dive off. Okay, what is New Year's Eve? Okay, so in about, I guess, half hour's time, there's going to be overwhelming fireworks outside my window. So I won't want to be, presenting that. So Q Essence, hi, love. Good to see you here. And Zinuru. Good to see you. Deco Dude, as always, good to see you. Vlad Flat Earth, long time Vlad. Much love, brother. Cynthia Loria, good to see you. Rainhawk. And Carol Costello and Techno Kid, thank you too. Gone Sasquatch and Fritz and Ned Sellers, Erica and Vertic. Thanks for tipping me off about my frozen picture. I do apologize about that. Don't know what happened there. Waffling on like a fucking buffoon when my picture's not actually. You're probably scratching your head thinking, what's he fucking on about? Wondering. But we managed, don't we, Mick? Who else we got? Erica. Thanks for that, Vertic, my brother. Glyph. Who's my epic mate? Jim, Drew Gatlin, still here. Nice one, mate. Randy Weathers, good to see you. Alex Hammer, good to see you too. David Gregg. And who else we got there? If you're in chat now and you're just watching, there's a few of you still there. Just type and I can shout and say happy thoughts and love and things in your general direction. Okay, Dave Dreads, nice ones. Good to see you. Your productions are top notch, bro. Oh, thanks. They do fuck up. It's never a precise science when you're doing it live, but we do manage. It makes it a lot harder, actually, because when you've got a chat feed and everything else to watch, sort of, you've got to, try and focus your concentration. It's a lot harder. So, Red Admiral, good to see you. And Steph Beagle, hope you get your 1,000 subscribers this week. You should do. Okay, sub to Steph Beaks. Okay, as we know her in Flat Earth British. DCat. Oh, thank you, Rob. Thank you so much for that. Jazz Soldier, 1921. Let's go back. Fuck their agenda. We got our own. Says Malage. Bandana shirt as well. Fat fact. Always entertaining stream. Much love. Oh, I'm glad about that. Construction management, blessings to all, good vibrations. Michelle here as well. Thanks, Michelle. Sepri Adu. Thanks, Martin. Still here, early here. For the best New Year's Eve ever. Oh, I'm so glad you funds. I'm so glad all of you are okay. And Dr. Iron Bodybuilding. And Brian, who's up in Clanackley, spreading the Flat Earth British loveness, which is awesome. Lee 64 here, much lovely. Squizzle, and Headyman. Yay, Headyman's here as well. And Packer, Ben Packer. We're here for honesty, not perfection. Yeah, you're better off with that anyway. Fucking right, that's good. Well put, my brother. All this bum fluffery is just bum fluffery, isn't it? Yeah, we want the juice, don't we? Yeah, exactly. Alameen Pullman is there, and Lee Macaulay is there. I am Longfrog. I am Longfrog. Mac from Oz is there, and Peach Cakes. And Jason Donnelly is there, and all my fine friends in the epic Flat Earth British, great Flat Earth British think tank posse, which is fucking fantastic, by the way. So thanks, Dave Dreads. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to like this, and make sure to share this out, because YouTube are not really a fan of Flat Earth British, so we have to ride through all of that bullshit to the other side by sharing me, getting more people to hear, okay, for next year when we're kicking their ass, okay, back to the make-believe fucking Stone Age. Get my drift, okay? So you got me. I know. What you got to worry about? Italian Carotid, thanks, love. Thanks for your support, and thanks for being here this year. All of you, thanks for being here this year, making it the most fantastic experience. All of you are part of it. Made this happen. All the magic and all of the awesomeness of these chat feeds has just been best thing on YouTube, as everyone keeps saying. But in my mind, I've spent a lot of time on YouTube. I'd say that was true. Okay, we killed it this year. Okay, the year that was Flat Earth British. Flat thumbs, okay. We had Queen and King thumbage, which we'll hear more of in the future. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna get out now because I need a cup of coffee and a munch. Okay, and I wish you all happy New Year. It's gonna be fantastic. Together now, hundreds of us together, set our intent, see beyond that point. Positive intent, love and vibration. Love is the answer. We know that for sure. Okay, there's no other scenarios. They're gonna win the day. Okay, nobody's coming to rescue us. We rescue us. Did you get it? Okay, job done. No problemo. Anyway, flat thumbs, much love, and I'll see you all later. That's fantastic. Happy New Year. Yay.